In the early 2010s, if you told someone that a single person, sitting alone in their room, could build a bigger audience than the world's largest media companies, they would have laughed. No studio, no production team, no executives making decisions. Just a webcam, a microphone, and a love for video games. It seemed impossible. Yet, one creator didn't just succeed in doing this. He completely redefined what it meant to be a creator on the internet. This is the story of how a Swedish gamer named Felix Kjellberg, better known as PewDiePie, became the most influential creator in YouTube history. Felix Kjellberg was born in 1989 in Gothenburg, Sweden. Growing up, he was a creative kid who loved to draw and spend hours immersed in video games. But when it came to traditional education, he felt like a square peg in a round hole. He enrolled in university to study industrial economics and technology management, but his heart wasn't in it. The lectures were boring, the subjects felt disconnected from his real passions. The one place he truly felt at home, where he could be himself, was online. That digital world was where the seeds of a revolution were about to be planted. In 2010, armed with a cheap microphone and a grainy webcam, Felix started uploading videos to a new YouTube channel he called PewDiePie. The concept was simple. They were Let's Plays, where he would play video games and react to them in real time. The production quality was rough, to say the least. The audio was distorted, the video was low resolution, and there was no fancy editing. But what he lacked in technical polish, he more than made up for with something far more valuable: raw, unfiltered personality. He wasn't just playing a game. He was sharing an experience, and people were starting to notice. The turning point for the channel came from the world of horror games. Titles like Amnesia, The Dark Descent, and Slender became his stage. While other gamers tried to play it cool, Felix did the opposite. He screamed. He panicked. He got genuinely scared and then laughed at himself for it. It was authentic, it was hilarious, and it was incredibly relatable. Viewers quickly realized they weren't watching for the gameplay itself. They were watching for Felix's reactions. He broke the fourth wall, speaking directly to his audience, calling them his bros. This simple act created the Bro Army, one of the earliest and most dedicated fan communities on YouTube. As his small community began to grow, Felix faced a massive decision. He was still in university, pursuing a path he had no passion for, while his YouTube channel was showing signs of life. So he took a huge risk. He dropped out of university to pursue YouTube full-time. His parents were not supportive, and financially it was a struggle. To make ends meet, he sold art and even worked at a hot dog stand. There were absolutely no guarantees of success. The only thing he could control was his consistency, uploading video after video, day after day. And slowly but surely, that dedication started to pay off. The channel began to grow, then it accelerated, and soon it exploded. Between 2011 and 2013, PewDiePie's growth was unlike anything YouTube had ever seen. He became the platform's fastest-growing creator. Back then, YouTube's algorithm heavily favored watch time, and people would binge-watch his videos for hours on end. He also had a massive impact on the gaming industry itself. Indie games he featured would see their sales skyrocket overnight. His momentum was unstoppable. And then, in August 2013, the impossible happened. PewDiePie officially became the most subscribed YouTuber in the world, surpassing major corporate channels and production companies. A single person in his bedroom had beaten the entire system. With tens of millions of subscribers, PewDiePie wasn't just a YouTuber anymore. He was a full-blown internet icon. His channel became a cultural engine, birthing memes and inside jokes that spread across the entire web. His fans weren't passive viewers. They were active participants. They created fan art, music, and animations inspired by his content. This sense of community was key to his appeal. To his massive audience, PewDiePie didn't feel like a distant, untouchable celebrity. With his casual, direct-to-camera style, he felt like a friend you could hang out with. And that connection was more powerful than any marketing budget. Of course, with that level of unprecedented influence came intense scrutiny. The bigger he got, the more pressure he was under. In 2017, this came to a head when controversial jokes taken from his videos sparked a massive backlash from the media. Major brands cut their ties with him, and YouTube canceled one of his original shows. The fallout was immense. Felix issued public apologies and reflected openly on his mistakes, marking a significant turning point not just for him, but for the entire creator landscape. The Wild West era of YouTube, where anything goes, was officially over. Just as the dust was settling, A new challenge emerged on the horizon: the Great Subscriber War. A massive Indian music corporation, T-Series, was rapidly gaining on his subscriber count. What started as a simple numbers race evolved into a global phenomenon. Fans rallied behind PewDiePie, launching the Subscribe to PewDiePie campaign. They bought billboards, ran ads, and turned the competition into the biggest meme the internet had ever seen. It became a symbolic battle: the individual creator versus the corporate machine. While T-Series did eventually take the top spot, the movement proved something incredibly powerful. It showed that one person, backed by a loyal community, could go head-to-head with a media giant and almost win. In the years that followed, PewDiePie's approach to YouTube began to change. He stepped away from the relentless chase for views and subscribers. His content became more personal, more experimental, as he focused on his own creativity, his mental health, and building a life beyond the platform. But his legacy was already set in stone. He proved that anyone with a camera and a passion could build a global audience from their bedroom. He showed that authenticity and connection are more valuable than polished production. And more than anything, he demonstrated that the internet could create its own legends on its own terms. From a small room in Sweden to becoming the undisputed face of YouTube, that is the incredible rise of PewDiePie.